Hello, I'm John Micali with Allied Building Inspection Services, and welcome to another episode of At Home with Allied. For 27 years, Allied Building Inspection Services has served the legal, lending, and real estate communities, and I'm so happy to share with you some of the things that we've learned. You know, we have a saying at Allied, you don't get what you expect, you get what you inspect. And that is true for real estate transactions, but also for maintaining and living in your own home. I'm going to share with you a few little inspections you could do at home that could save you some heartaches and a lot of money. Come on, let's take a look. You've heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Well, that statement could not be truer than with your air conditioning system. The air conditioning system not only cools your home, but it removes the humidity. Trapped and excessive moisture in your home is the number one cause of damage we find in homes throughout South Florida. Proper maintenance of your air conditioning system is vital to make sure the air quality in your home is safe for you and your family, and to protect your home from damage from moisture intrusion or excessive humidity. I'm going to show you a couple of things right now to look for. Every homeowner should be doing a few simple inspections of their air conditioning system twice a year. First and foremost, you should be testing the cooling capacity and ability of your air conditioning system by taking some simple temperatures. The proper cooling of your air conditioning system can be determined by two simple measurements. The measurement of the return air, that is the air being taken into your air conditioning system, and the measurement of the supply air, the air coming out of your air conditioning system. Proper refrigeration knowledge tells us that the difference between those temperatures should be somewhere between 14 and 22 degrees. A cooling difference of less than 14 degrees indicates the system is not efficient and is not cooling the air enough and will continue to run for long cycles. A cooling temperature above 22 degrees tells us that you have a chance to overcool the home, create condensation within the home and problems. Come on, let me show you how to take that temperature. There are several different devices you could use to measure these temperatures, but I'm going to recommend you just get a standard thermometer like from Publix or Home Depot. This is a tool that every homeowner should have. For the return air, as a general rule of thumb, you're going to take the temperature about where the filter is at. In the case of an enclosed plenum here, we're going to put the thermometer in the return air grill. In our case, the return air temperature was 78 degrees after several minutes. Next, we're going to record our supply air temperature. That is the temperature of the air coming from the air conditioner after it's been cooled. We're going to do this at a ceiling register. Supply air temperature is registered at 58 degrees. So with a return air temperature of 78 degrees and a supply air temperature of 58 degrees, we have a cooling differential of 20 degrees. That fits right in our 14 to 22 degree differential range for optimum usage. So we're cooling well. Now's the time for a visual inspection of a couple of things. So as I mentioned before, the air conditioning system not only cools the air, it conditions it by removing the humidity. The return air passes through a series of coils, and when it's cooled, condensation forms on the coils. That's right, you have a piece of equipment in your home making condensation. If it's not properly maintained, there could be all kinds of problems. We're going to take a quick look around the air handler. All you're going to need is a small flashlight. Observe the base of the air handler, looking for signs of moisture and leakage. Observe the air handler, looking for condensation and leakage. Observe the refrigerant lines and the drain line, looking for condensation and leakage. Observe the drain line cap to make sure it's properly draining. Okay, now that step 2 is done, we have one last thing to do. We're actually going to look at the condition of the air handler coils. In this case, you're going to have to go through the return plenum. If you have an enclosed plenum, you're going to open the plenum and remove the air filter. Inspect the inside of the plenum for any moisture, leakage, any deposit of water, which could be signs of dripping of the condensation from the air handler. And then finally, you're going to observe the coils themselves. Wow, those coils are really clean. No problems here. If the coils had been dirty, they'd probably look like this. In a more traditional residential setting, you may have an air handler in a closet with a louvered door like here. You would follow the same procedures I just showed you. You could test the return temperature through the louvered door and inspect the air handler surroundings, walls, and the coils right up through the bottom of the air handler. So in summary of today's episode, 1. Get your cooling temperature of your air conditioning system by measuring the return air and supply air. 2. Inspect the surroundings of your air handler, including the walls and platform, for any signs of moisture or condensation. And 3, inspect the coils of your air handler for any fouling or dirtiness. If you get any red flags for any of those findings, it's time to get a professional involved and get your unit serviced. Thank you so much for joining us today, and until next time, at home with Ally.